This is my little Johnny. Say hello, everyone. Hello. Maybe I'll say hello for him. For those of you who are on my channel here because of the pain that you have been struggling with, the physical pain in the neck, the back, the arm, this is another area that I'm really passionate about, because I started out with this channel talking about how to cure our pain, and I shared in my last video about how I've changed it to Transformed You, because I wanted it to come from a really positive, high energy place, and there's a lot of power in the words that we say. But I'm still very, very committed to helping people navigate their way through chronic pain to live pain-free. And I have a little video to share with you right now, a little story in this video, excuse me, to share with you that I'm experiencing some chronic pain, and I'm experiencing it here in my neck, and it's going down into my arm. And what am I doing from my own experience, where I've navigated myself after discovering Dr. John E. Sarno and Nicole Sash and other recover from pain specialists, applying their principles, putting my own spin on it over the years, and really breaking free from chronic pain cycles in my body. This one thing that I want to share with you, which I believe is a very, very important part of the navigation through and out of chronic pain, and it is ignoring it. Now, before I continue with this quick explanation, and I'll let you get on with your day, I also want to acknowledge the fact that chronic pain can come in many forms, and it could very well be because something is genuinely broken inside. Excuse me, food on my mouth there. Something could be broken inside. So if you are someone who's suffering with any form of chronic pain in the neck, back, the arm, if you have any idea around, any experience around this chronic pain world, where it's a very controversial topic, because the medical system still very much diagnoses from a physical, even though it's changing, very much diagnoses from a physical condition for a physical experience. In other words, there's a bulging disc, there is a something pressing on something, there is some sort of degeneration, and that is the cause of the pain. But for those of us who have gone and done this work and built an awareness through understanding the mind-body connection, i.e. I'll talk about Dr. John Sarno and some other people that I've followed, Ellen Gordon, my own very, very good counselor and pain recovery specialist, Garth. It's the connection between who we are as people and how we do life. In other words, we're high achievers, we're sensitive, we push ourselves way past points of what we should. We're very concerned about doing the right thing. We hold very particular expectations of ourselves. Very often we've experienced some form of childhood trauma, whether physical or emotional, and all of these personality traits go towards having people can experience pain in the body, and it's caused by the brain. And you can have two people with the physical sign of the disc, pressing, degeneration, if you don't already know this research and whole concept, and they have no pain. Yeah, you've got another person with the exact same physical thing, disc press, and they have pain. So the research, as Dr. John Sarno, the forefather of this whole recover from chronic pain therapy process, discovered after researching thousands and thousands of people, that you had the same people with the same internal normal abnormalities, is what he calls it, experiencing no pain. And then you had other people with normal abnormalities experiencing pain. So the question is it the normal abnormality in the body, or is it the brain, due to who we are as people, causing the pain? And then if we are that personality type, i.e. A-type personalities, high energy, sensitive, always trying to do things perfectly, conscious and concerned about other people's opinions, struggle to set boundaries, worry a lot, and sensitive souls. If any of these personality traits sound like you and you're suffering with any form of chronic pain, and you've had yourself checked medically, even if they have said, because I've been checked medically and they've said, oh yeah, you've got a spur and you've got this, and I've had years of no pain, and then I get the odd pain which is what I'm going through now and why I'm sharing what I'm doing, and the pain starting to go, is when I'm putting myself under massive stress, being very hard on myself, judging myself, worrying, and guess what? The pain started coming on in my neck and pulsing in my arm. Now, for me, because of the journey I've gone on, and I've gone and navigated myself through these bouts of pain, because I have a new belief system, my belief system now is this is just going to pass and I'm just going to get on with life. Now, I'm not going to lie. While I'm saying this is the number one thing for me to share with you in this video, is if you are suffering with chronic pain and you want to move through it, let go of it being able to own you and grip you. Let go of it stopping you, even though it's hard. If you can just ignore it and just accept that it's there, don't give it any mind. I know it's not easy to do this because I'm very, very well aware of it right now. To just get on with it. Do your work. If you're at the desk and that's where maybe it starts to flare up a bit, as it does for me, get up, have a stretch, go have a break and get back to it. But don't let it stop you from doing things. Don't let it stop you from exercising. Don't let it stop you from walking and moving, because that's what it does. It starts building this fear response cycle. And this is why people get so stuck in it, because the pain starts to own them. And I know for a fact, because I have gotten through severe chronic bouts of pain in the past, where I literally had my head like this. I could not lift my head up, arm twitching, didn't work, lower back pain, and I still have a bulging disc. I still have stuff there, and went on to have no pain for years. And then when I get these odd little bouts, little chapters of my body, my brain telling me something, I believe our brain is telling us something when we experience pain, which is you are either being too hard on yourself, you are worrying too much, you're pushing yourself too much, you are being very, very rigid in how you're doing things. I would say, from my experience, if you want some help to relieve and move through and let that pain go, is to just accept that it's there, is today's message. But in addition to that, be gentle with yourself, love yourself, tell yourself things like, it's going to be okay, brain, we can get through this. It's no big deal. Life goes on. There's nothing to be afraid of. We're going to be okay. This is going to be okay. And keep doing this over and over and over again. And if you've got to have a rest, you've got to go have a lay down, put your head down. If you've got to take, I'm not trying to be a doctor or prescribing anything to you, but I might take a couple of mild painkillers just to take the edge off and just ease myself through it, with the underlying belief that this is just a form of stress coming out in my body. My brain's doing this to try and protect me and doing something to have me wake up to what I'm doing, and it starts to go. I could not barely move my head the other day, and now it's starting to go. I can still feel it. It's still there. I just want to be really open and transparent with you. It's not gone yet, but I know it will. I'll share another video when it is gone. I promise you. But if this resonates with you, and if you are struggling with some form of chronic pain, another thing that I'm very passionate about, helping us transform ourselves through to live a pain-free life. If you have been ticked off by the doctors, even if they're saying you got a bulging disc or whatever, you don't have any tumors, there's no serious bone broken stuff in there. This is just where the brain is sending sensations to what Sano says is normal abnormalities in the body, where the brain goes and targets particular areas. Generally, it's going to be the neck, It's going to be the lower back. It could be the wrist, the arm, as some call it RSI, and these parts of the body, even the elbow, the knee, these parts of the body where the brain will start creating a pain sensation. Get on with it. Be kind to yourself. Tell yourself it's okay. You can do this. Give yourself some good tapping and just move. Don't make it an excuse to stop moving. Get on with it. Keep working towards what it is that you're doing. Maybe have a listen to yourself and ask yourself, what are you telling me, brain? What message are you giving me? What is it that I may need to listen to change how I'm doing things? Am I pushing myself too hard? Am I being too hard on myself? Am I worrying too much? Am I being too rigid? Am I being stubborn? Am I just really, really being so tough on myself? Do the opposite. Love, believe that it will pass, believe it'll be okay, and just keep moving. Keep moving. Even if it hurts, keep moving. Again, you've been ticked off, nothing like a tumor or anything, but keep moving and it will pass. I promise you. It might take a week, it might take a month, it might take 6 months, but it will pass. The first time I ever experienced this and I first discovered John Sarno, I had been in chronic pain for a very long time, and I'd had on and off lower back chronic pain bouts since I was 22 from a snow skiing accident where I got a bulging disc, but it stayed and it stayed. But as I learned years later, looking back on it, because I believed it was a physical condition, which had actually turned out to be TMS, which is tension myositis syndrome, tension caused by the mind. It stayed because I was always worried about what people thought. I was very insecure. I was always trying to people please. I was very, very worried about things because of my own trauma that I'd gone through. Now, we're not saying we have to cure all our trauma. We just have to have the knowledge and information to know that this is caused by the brain and it can pass. The brain will give up the fight if we believe it will. If we believe it will, if we keep moving, if we just ignore it as best as we can and say, okay, you're just here for a while, it'll pass. It passes. It passes. I promise you. I promise you. Sending love. Take care of yourself. Believe you can transform, believe that you can be free of all that you can be fully mobile, and just give it the time that it needs. It could be a 1 step forward, 2 back, 3 forward, 1 back, but just keep believing, keep believing. Please reach out, tell me where you're at. If you ever want to have a chat about where you're at, I'm happy to have a talk. My email's in the description below. I know what this journey can be like. I've written a book on the topic. I can send you that, but no pressure either way. I'm here. I get it. Let's transform our health. Let's transform our money. Let's transform our relationships, transform our businesses, our spiritual being. Let's transform to be all that we can be, to live happier, fulfilling lives. That's what I wish for all of us. Sending love. Johnny is having a little sleep, and I look forward to speaking to you very, very soon.